Hey there folks, welcome back to Let's Play Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13. I'm Serious JG. Now, it was many videos ago actually, but somebody recently made a comment saying, hey, can we have a rundown of the created characters, which is something I had promised to do. And I realized, oh yeah, I haven't actually done that at all. Now, it's a lot of videos ago for you guys, because... see if I can find who actually made the comments. I want to say it was like Matsu Graven something or other. Maybe it's older than I even realized. But at any rate, I'm now caught up in trying to actually find who made the comment. So you guys can check out the awesome ass intro while I do that. Well, no, it was Mattias Graven, because I recognize the icon, but I found a different comment by that person. Anyway, it was quite a few videos ago that they asked for this. The thing is that I've recorded very far ahead. I'm gonna be visiting family over Labor Day weekend, and probably won't have any recording time, or I might, but I can't really depend on it. So I'm trying to position myself here to have a whole bunch of stuff recorded in advance. Oh, there's the lovely Jiao-chan. She is one of the only characters you can count on appearing in every Three Kingdoms intro, at least the last several. Pretty much, you're gonna get Cao Cao, you're gonna get Liu Bei, you're gonna get Zhuge Liang here. He uses a special fan to blow super wind. Zhuge Liang has not actually shown up in this LP. I guess I've been leaving it up to my own characters to search their cities. I'm not going around manually searching the city where I think Zhuge Liang ought to be, although perhaps I should consider it. Anyway, no, so Matsu's Graven something or other, he wanted a rundown of the created characters, which I had done periodically with the Nobunaga's Ambition LPs. And I realized, yeah, I haven't done that in a long time. And people are having fun in the comment section, keeping tabs on where their officers are and talking about their officers and stuff. And I thought, hey, you know what? At any time now, Wu has 2 cities left. Cao Cao has 1 city left. Liu Bei never got off the ground. We're very much dealing with a Romance of the Three Kingdoms playthrough where the Three Kingdoms... none of the Three Kingdoms ever really got to be all that. And I've been ordered into an attack I didn't particularly want to launch right now. I wanted to spend my time throwing banquets in Hong Nong until all of Cao Cao's officers really liked me, and then order troops to march out of Zhuchang and Luoyang to finish off Hong Nong, and then I could go in and just start hiring up all the best officers. Just to have personal rapport with them so that people would join us and actually stay with us, because I found much earlier in the LP that when we took out officers, or we took out Liu Bei's city of Kiao, and it was just, that's all he had, or was it Shochun? We took that city and we hired, some of the guys never joined us. Other guys joined us and then defected very early on. So, I'm trying to have personal rapport with officers in these forces before I hire them all up. I still think it's easier to hire them up after Cao Cao's force is defeated than to try to hire them now. If I was able to hire them before Cao Cao's force is defeated, I'm sure they'd stay loyal. But if I wait till Cao Cao's force is defeated and then hire them, they'll be more likely to defect to Yuan Shang or someone else. And I'd like to try to avoid that. That being said, let's do a quick, before we do a rundown of our officers, because this might take 2 videos, this might take a little while. Let's do a rundown of the LP. Well, first of all, we did a couple of hero modes. And I might want to, I'm going to go back and finish the hero modes. I'm wondering if I should go back and finish them before we finish this main game mode. And I think having Sun Quan and Cao Cao on the ropes, at the risk of sounding arrogant, I think we have weathered the storm here. I think we've reached the point where a major surge by Yuan Shang would weaken us and prolong the agony, but I think we've hit the point now where we probably can't be stopped from conquering China. Since J.G. Mystery's young wife has died over the course of this LP, I don't know how it works. In previous RTK games, if you're playing RTK and you die, a sworn sibling or any of your children, the player can choose to go on. Like if their initial character dies, you can go on as a sworn sibling or as a child of your original player character. And I would imagine it works the same way with a wife. So Lu Bu is older than J.G. Mystery. He's a sworn brother to J.G. Mystery, but if he dies of old age, he'll die of old age long before J.G. Mystery does. And J.G. Mystery and Bobo the Vulture were around, I think they're exactly the same age in this LP. Which means that if J.G. Mystery dies of old age, Vulture Bobo's not going to give us too much longer anyway. So it would be fun to marry Shen Ji, because she should, again, she might be about our age too. I think Shen Ji's probably younger than J.G. Mystery is. Or Beauty Wang or anyone else, or just get more sworn brothers so that it'll be, because you can have up to a total of, your brotherhood can be 4, I believe, in this game, so we could have a brotherhood of Lu Bu, J.G. Mystery, Vulture Bobo, and then like just pick somebody who I know is going to be around for a long time, like Suma Yi or Lu Jun. But anyway, the brief history of the LP. We started out with these couple cities over here. First significant act of J.G. Mystery was to make peace with Cao Cao, which allowed us to actually take out Liu Bei, because we never would have been able to take out Liu Bei with Cao Cao as his ally. From there we started growing, sort of, while maintaining peace with Cao Cao, we grew and took cities like Runan that Cao Cao probably would have wanted. But because he was allied with us, he wasn't really fighting to stop us from taking them. He got Wan, but we moved south past Wan. And my next big conflict ended up being J.G. Mystery, now powerful enough as he took these cities to have his own district. J.G. Mystery kind of personally took out Liu Biao without a huge amount of support from Lu Bu, although that's not exactly true because Lu Bu district controls Jiangjia, which has been a huge pain because while fighting Wu, that was the frontline city, and it was under someone else's control. From there, once we had knocked out Liu Biao, we started coming into conflict with Sun Quan, and we couldn't really ever concentrate on anything. Yuan Shang, Yuan Shao died. Yuan Shang attacked us when we started trying to make moves against Sun Quan. I had some attacks against Sun Quan that went very poorly. Ultimately, because I was getting really late, these battles just go on forever when they send these 5,000 units worth of reinforcements to keep trickling in. And you zoom in and control a battle. I've got Chang'an and Cao Zhui up here just running through days worth of food because I'm manually controlling a battle down here, and they're just standing around using up all their food supplies and not marching. And like me wishing, I wish I hadn't taken control of this battle manually. I'm not really affecting the outcome that much, and it's just making it take longer and screen time and everything else. And so then what do? I launch an attack on Yu Zhang. I've got an injured Lu Lingqi in my personal unit. By the way, I forgot to mention, over the course of the storyline of this, J.G. Mystery marries Lu Bu's daughter, Lu Lingqi. I think this was after I'd already become the highest ranking officer in his force, and eventually I swore an oath of brotherhood with Lu Bu. Lu Lingqi gets killed in a battle that I don't bother to personally control, so I just get a little text message, not like on my phone, but it's like an in-game message just to pop on the screen. Like, oh, by the way, your wife has been murdered by Wang Zhang. She presumably died in a duel, or just died in battle. I don't think she was captured and executed. But no, she died in a duel with Wang Zhang. I declared Wang Zhang my nemesis. Lu Bu has declared Wang Zhang his nemesis. And then what happened from there? Now that we both have a personal nemesis who's in the Sun Quan force, Lu Bu started attacking Yuan Shang, and I started attacking Cao Cao because I noticed that Cao Cao had severely depleted his own troop counts in Wan, fighting against Ma Teng. who had taken out over Chang'an, which is now under the control of Huan Sui, which would be really exciting and fun for the player, the character. I don't remember everybody's different names, but somebody had to create a character who's making a... who's kind of role-playing the fact that he's in Huan Sui's force and that they're planning the conquest of China. Unfortunately for him, Ma Teng hasn't even bothered to take over Wu Duo, and neither has Zhang Lu, because there are some AI leaders who are programmed to take over their own district and then just sit and wait. That's how that's how Shi Zhui down here was acting. I was reading about him offline, the historical figure. He like ruled over this district of China as an autonomous. He was like subservient to Wu, but roughly autonomous until he died of old age. He's only attacking me because there's this thing going on now with a coalition. Otherwise, he was content to just sit there. Anyway, what was I getting at? Yeah, so we have taken out all of Cao Cao except for Hong Dong, and I've been having my armies march and do that without JG Mystery personally getting into the battles. JG Mystery has no additional rank he can earn. He's not the best war officer there is anyway, and when I go in there and lead the battles, it just takes forever. So JG Mystery had planned to just hold a series of parties in Hong Dong to build up really high rapport with all Cao Cao's officers, but at the end of the last video, Lu Bu ordered him to lead troops out of his city of Lujiang to attack Huiji, because it seems like... and I made peace with Yuan Shang, which is why we were able to take out Cao Cao. So now that we're allied with Yuan Shang, Lu Bu wants to like personally agitate against Sun Quan, and I do want to take out Sun Quan and stabilize our western borders before we deal with Yuan Shang, because I don't want there to be any forces distracting Lu Bu when his district cities are probably going to be fighting Yuan Shang all the time. And although he's got some cities scattered around out here, for the most part, this is going to be Lu Bu's district, and most of this are my cities, which means I'm the one who has to keep our borders safe from Liu Zhang and Shi Ji, and even Ma Teng. Zhang Lu here has never attacked anyone and is bordering a Lu Bu District 1 city. But I'll be the one who has to kind of watch all of our frontiers once we've eliminated the Sun clan, and also help out with dispatching Yuan Shang. Anyway, that was like half of a freaking video, jeez. And my intent was to get to a rundown of all of the created officers and where they are now. So I've got an alphabetized list of the created officers by name. Bear in mind, we have had characters die, and it's also possible that I'll get confused and that my list will be first name, last name, and the character names are last name, first name, and stuff like that. Because, for example, I'm looking for Storm Andrew, or Andrew Storm, and there is no Andrew Storm. So I think there's either a Storm Andrew, or I screwed up already and I put the YouTube name and not the character name on this particular... No, here's Storm Andrew. So Storm Andrew displayed remarkable talent at defeating enemy officers with cunning tactics. He is the governor of Jianye, which I think was a border city. And how do I go see his what if I want to see Storm Andrew's can I not see his little faces thing? Hold on. Yeah, I want to see the chart for here we go. This is how we should do it. I'll find Storm Andrew and his chart of floating faces and heads. See who he's developed friendships with, that kind of thing. We don't want to do too many videos like this because I can already tell it's going to take forever. That's even if I don't talk for several minutes beforehand. So we find Storm Andrew. He's just a little... Oh, he's a sad little head. He's just floating around out by himself. He doesn't have all that much notoriety despite being a governor. I mean, well... I mean, in this zoom setting, you gotta think, his head is slightly less big than Maxwell Damage's. These are other created officers that are kind of floating around out here without connections. Most of the actual historical officers have various people that they should be tied to, so you got a lot of created officers floating around like that. But he's almost as big as Yuan Shu has become now that Yuan Shu is not a leader anymore. So that's not too bad. But he has developed a friendship with the Zax. I don't know why I find that so funny. Storm Andrew and the Zax hanging out. No, we'll go back to the chart here. So let's do another search. And this time we're going to search for All Dragon. And that's not going to be too difficult. All Dragon is working for Lu Bu now. My memory serves. He was with Yuan Shu and ended up with Sun Quan when Yuan Shu was defeated, and then now he is with us. He feels that iron will sharpen iron with JG Mystery, but he is floating around on the periphery here by himself. There's like a whole bunch of characters that I've hired, a whole bunch of created officers working for Lu Bu who are kind of in this circle around JG Mystery because they were hired by JG Mystery. And they have some affinity with JG Mystery, but not huge. So, like, here he's got 25 rapport with JG Mystery, which is not nothing. Oh, we do his chart. That's what I'm doing wrong. I need to do his chart. We can see he doesn't have, he still doesn't have connections to anybody. But, hold on. Get his info. He's a war minister for Lu Bu. He's in Wu, the city we just conquered. You can see his loyalty is 100. His I don't know if you can see his deeds. He's at rank 7 of merit. Displayed such tactical genius that neighboring warlords trembled with fear. Yeah, it's kind of generic message that you get for these created officers in this one. I remember reading somebody being very upset that they thought they were going to be able to text edit in their own descriptions and it didn't work and they were very mad. It's like, why do you care about writing in descriptions for your created officers? You know what you're thinking is going on with them. So here's Big Cheese. Is there a way I can scroll in? Okay, so Big Cheese... In her chart, she has a friendship with Du Ji of Wan. She and Du Ji have a rapport of 80. They're both still Cao Cao officers. I'm just thinking they were serving in the city together and probably helped each other out with domestic tasks. This main character is doing something, so I can't just go visit. But yeah, Big Cheese is... She was as I recall, a good domestics officer, so she's formed a friendship. She's the Master of Couriers. Oh, I didn't see what the titles were for the previous two characters. I guess they can look them up. So she's Master of Couriers, rank 3. That's pretty high rank, actually. Whenever I get around to hiring her, she probably needs to be made governor of a city. She has no rapport with JG Mystery, so I need to get around to hiring her, probably. And their talent for schemes and strategy found victory not only in battle, but in politics as well. That's the exact description that JG Mystery gets. Just checking him out real quick. Okay, All Dragon doesn't have a title. And Storm Andrew we'll find real quick. And then we'll just remember to look for everyone's titles. So for the people who are still watching and into their characters and stuff, this will be a lot of fun. And for people who aren't, it won't be. I'm just looking at Sun Shang Zhang while I'm here, although... Well, how do I get in there and look at Shang Zhang? That's Doc Yao. I like Shang Jiang. She's one of my favorite characters in the novel. She's a second lieutenant. Okay, so Storm Andrews, who we were actually supposed to be looking for, and I got distracted by Shang Jiang. The novel doesn't have a lot of female characters that you can kind of get behind, but Shang Jiang is actually pretty cool. Sun Quan and Storm Andrew. Come on, where are you, buddy? There you are. No. The controls can get a little confusing. He's a guard. Rank 2? That's a really high rank. Guard is not the most exciting title ever, but that's a pretty good rank. Force ranking 8. City ranking 1, Force ranking 8. Wow. Storm Andrew's been a major success. I haven't really been noticing him. I think he might be in Lu Bu's district just kicking some ass. Although they said what city he's in. He's in Jianye. And he's the governor. Birmingham, I met the governor. And he's got a friendship, we didn't really look it up, with the Zax, and apparently also with Chen Kun. So that's cool. Alright, now these people who've gotten close to JG Mystery tend to have big heads on this thing, just because they get a lot of deeds, because I keep personally assigning them tasks. Although Guan Yu obviously isn't with our force at all anymore, but like Rin Satori, being in the same city as JG Mystery for a while gave her a lot of deeds. I think the deeds is what determines the size of your head on the screen. Next up is Clark Griswold. We already checked out Big Cheese. Cao Chong's got this adorable hat. I just want to see what his deal is. Because he shows up in all these games and he looks like he's a small child. That's the Zack. That's not Cao Chun. Damn it. I'm just not doing this right. There's too many heads floating around here for me to just grab Cao Chong without seeking him out. He's 13 years old, the son of Cao Cao. Known for his intelligence from an early age, he was favored by his father. When he died at the age of 13, Cao Cao was mortified and said to Cao Pi, "I am sad, but you can be happy." That's right, he keeps showing up in these LPs. It's like this little chibi Cao Cao, and I'm always like, what the fuck's going on? Well, not a chibi Cao Cao exactly, but... Alright, gotta stop getting distracted by non-created officers. Let's go with Clark Griswold. I think he's one of us now, isn't he? No, he's with Sun Quan, that's right. First of all, let's see his chart. He's a sad head floating around on his own, and I fucking it's just so that I can see their little like head placement that I bother. Otherwise, it'd be easier to do it in the other menu. So he's obviously a military general with no political skills whatsoever. He's rank 3 with no title. He's third highest ranking in his force, apparently. I'm not sure if that's... I don't think that means he's third ranking or if he's got rank 3 total. I don't really know. He's played remarkable talent defeating enemy officers with cunning tactics. I have to figure out why Yuan Shu continues to be at the top of that thing, if it means he has the highest deeds or something. Which wouldn't really make sense to me. Klein Calvin, who keeps writing in with these zany little... I wrote myself into the game as this, like, ridiculous character. Kind of... I don't know, there's a name for that when you... Ah, damn it, GG. I keep hitting the wrong button at that exact point. Well, he is a prisoner. He's a prisoner. He is has no city ranking or force ranking. I guess because he's a prisoner. He's the Minister of Education, though, with the rank of 2. So that's why he has no city or ranking or force ranking, because he's a prisoner, I guess. But yeah, he's the Minister of Education. He's got good political stats. Talent for schemes and strategy, blah, blah, blah. I'm just trying to figure out what determines your placement here. Why is Yuan Shu number 1? There are people with more presence. There are people with higher rank. I don't know. Anyway, after Klein Calvin is Q Little, who I think was an enemy officer. Cao Cao, yeah. Does Cao Cao army really have a future? That is no, it does not. You are correct, Cao Little. Cao Cao's army does not have a future. He is hireable, except that we're in the middle of something else. He increases defense and blah blah blah. City ranking 5, force ranking 5. He has he's the Imperial Mentor, rank 4, and he's got the same. Okay, that's me trying to hire with somebody else. Not going to personally hire him, which is what I normally try to do. It is taking way longer than anticipated here. I did talk through a lot of the first half of this video about the LP so far, but Dragon Demon's turn. Dragon Demon is he's got a connection with us, which is one reason his deeds are pretty high. We've been using him quite a bit. We are the only person he's forged a connection with, sadly, although he has in his lesser circle Futong. Wang Qing for some. Wang Qing? Is that really his name? Wang Chang. Not much better. Sorry. Guo Huai. Those are like Yuan Shao guys, or Yuan Shang guys. There's somebody's like, okay, maybe they're just positioned around him randomly. These look like guys that we should be hiring. Perhaps he could be doing it. I can master dueling, or so he says. Dragon Demon's been doing quite a lot for us. He's a decent military officer. We've been using him in some battles and stuff. He's been like, basically he has impartiality skill, which has been really freaking useful. He's been our war minister for a long time now, and it's been, I think, just really useful. He's on an assault mission, and he's got a city ranking of 2, I think, because he's in the same city as us. A force ranking of 8. So gifted in battle tactics that their enemies cowered in fear, but mostly they cowered in fear of the fact that he was impartial, which made him an invincible war minister. So Dragon Demon, bravo to you. He's been incredibly useful. Earl King. He's finally on our side, but he'd been an enemy officer, if I recall correctly, for a long time. He's in the stack here somewhere. That's Sun Jason. Where did he go? Oh no, he's part of Lu Bu's inner circle, so we can't find him. There's just too many guys. There he is. Hiding underneath Fat John and some other people. In his own chart, he's got nobody. What? Why is he float? He's like in this tight loop with, but his own chart, he's got no connections. Well, I fucked it up. Let's quick check out Huang Zhang. He's got no friends. No one will be able to save you, Huang Zhang. We'll come pick you. Alright, let's try grabbing Earl King again. Let's try to do this a little bit more effectively this time. don't understand why he's positioned here this time. I guess this is where he's floating around on Huang Zhong's chart. But he's city ranking 1, force ranking 8. He is a war minister in Lu Bu's district. I think he was captured. I think he was in one of the Wu cities that Lu Bu captured. He is personable. He is the chief administrator, and he has it rank 3. So that's pretty cool. But again, he's just a little head floating around in the nothingness by himself on his own chart. Now we can grab, we'll do the Fall Clan, and then I guess we'll call this a video and try to proceed a little faster in the next one. Probably got to get closer to the end of the list than this. So let's do Fall Jaxors first. She's floating around on the outside of JG Mystery's circle based on the fact that she's married to Falger, who's in JG Mystery's circle. So that's, I guess, pretty accurate when you think about it. Rapport with Falger much lower than rapport, or higher than rapport with Fall Jaxors, because I've talked to Falger and I've never talked to Fall Jaxors, so it makes sense. In her own chart, she's married to Falger, but she's also formed a friendship with Chen Kun, who is. I'm gonna take a look at Chen Kun real quick, because a couple people. We've run into him a few times. I joked about him delivering egg rolls. He's a minister of Wei who established a 9-class system for civil service nomination, became guardian of the military following the death of Cao Pi, and advised Cao Rui along with Sima Hui and Cao Zhen. So he was like a career servant of Wei who ended up on Cao Cao's, or Lu Bu's force early in this whole deal. And I managed to actually get in and out of that without resetting everything. Her skill is the Little Dictator. I don't think she's watching this one. Falger gave her that skill, folks. She is Commandant, rank 3, Strategy Genius, number 8 ranking in the Force. Except that I don't think that means what it appears to mean, because there's probably like 8 different people at rank 8, 20 different people at rank 6, whatever. Talent for schemes and strategy, blah blah blah. Spouse, Fall Jaxors. But yeah, Falger. But yeah, Commandant's not bad. Well, next up on the list is Falger. So we see he is got a little thing where he's married to Falger, and his friendship is with JG Mystery, whose head doesn't look as big on this zoom as. Well, I guess nobody's head is that huge here. Floating around on the outside for them are Guo Huai, Jiang Wan. These people are just floating around over here. I don't think it has anything to do with the Falger clan. Remember Wang Chang? Yeah, you remember Wang Chang, don't you? Falger is force ranking 8, which is exactly what his wife had, so there's something going on there, where it doesn't mean what it looks like it means. He's rank 3, but he doesn't have a title. So technically, she's winning. He's so gifted in battle tactics, his enemies cower in fear. Fang Jiao, whose name sounds almost like a real Japanese name. She's part of the Lu Bu inner circle, according to this. Our own inner circle. She's got a pretty good friendship going with JG Mystery. They've worked up to like 80. I'm at the point where like if I started giving her gifts, I could move towards marrying her. But she's a created officer. You never know if it's always a little weird to try to go around marrying created officers based on subscribers, especially because there's obviously a chance that some guy role playing as a girl. But Fang Jiao, I don't know that, but I'm just saying. So Fang Jiao is city ranking 1, force rank 8, so she's in that same general rank as the Fall Clan. She's the Blood Minister now, though, with a rank of 2, so she's actually higher ranked than either member of the Fall Clan. And she also became Blood Minister when I got whatever my current title is, because I was Blood Minister for a while, and it was pretty sweet. But her talent for schemes and strategy found victory not only in battle, but in politics as well. And if you will recall, she keeps popping up in not only in the district meetings, but when we have our force councils, I think Fang Jiao sometimes pops up. So she's Blood Minister, pretty high rank. She is, I would have to say, an unbridled success in the LP for this character to move up through the ranks like that. Very useful. That does make me want to take a quick look at myself, though, and see how I rank here. I'm showing city ranking 2, which seems weird. Force ranking 8. So I'm in that force ranking thing. I appear to be at the same level as the Fall Clan, and I know that's not right because I'm a viceroy. I'm the undersecretary with rank 1. I have a stipend of 900. Status is viceroy. I guess I should be paying attention to status for other characters that I haven't been. I have been introduced by Lu Bu to Yuan Shu and by Yuan Shu, to Yuan Shu by Lu Bu and to Liu Bei by Guan Yu, so that's interesting. Or something like that is going on. And my current mission is to attack Huji. What was your status again? Her status is domestic minister. Okay. Alright, I'm going to keep going, even though we probably could end a video now. I'm going to try to get close to the halfway point or so. Or I want to get to past 1/3, so I figure I can do the other 2/3 in one video by just not talking about the history of the LP. Fat John is next. Bang Jia. Oh. She's not on the list because I'm currently selecting her. That's why. So Fat John's been a perennial part of this LP. He's got a good friendship going with JG Mystery and with Calda Kaedia. So it'd be kind of sweet if they were if Fat John and Calda Kaedia were able to get married, but I don't think they're going to take it upon themselves to do it. He is military minister. He's under Lu Bu district, and he keeps showing up in Force district or Force meetings or whatever you call our annual councils, and he pretty much always wants to kill somebody. I don't remember ever having Fat John come up and say, like, I think we need to improve culture. He's pretty much a crazy warrior dude. He's crazy non-bearded warrior man. His city ranking is 1, his force ranking is 8, he's military minister in Chongyang. He's at rank 2, but doesn't have a title. So, I don't know what that's about. And, his duty, bravery, and aptitude record. Oh, that controls how other... Okay, so these are different things that you can do, and they control how people respond to you. So I should have been paying attention to this. I don't know how you get duty. I don't know how you get duty points. Bravery is through war-type stuff, and aptitude is for civil-type stuff. So that makes sense. Cunning tactics, whatever. So let's check JG Mystery out. JG Mystery has got really high aptitude, somewhat high bravery, and higher honor than Fat John had. But this is just he's got really high numbers because he's the main player character for one thing. But and, you know, we could take a quick look at you. You'll be coming up in the list later. So let's keep going in order. But it's nice to see that 2 of our created characters have formed a bit of a friendship. While we're here, I'm curious about Gen G. In this world, she had not started any kind of relation. How she got to being in Cao Cao's force without getting married to a Yuan first. And while in Cao Cao's force, she never got around to having any kind of relationship with Cao Pi. I don't know. But she's city ranking 1, force ranking 1. I don't know what that could possibly mean. She's on a mission to assault JG Mystery. What? She's my boon companion. She's got negative duty record, which she must. That might be some penalty she took for leaving Cao Cao's force. But she's only at rank 7. So, daughter of Zhen Yi, won a peerless beauty, married to Yuan Shao's second son, and then blah blah blah. What I don't understand then is how her force ranking is 1. And also I'm curious about while they're here. These are created characters I'm going to be looking up later. So we should look at Lu Bu. He should probably have the most presence of anybody. Now that he rules half of China. He's the Prime Minister. Of course. He has 2 specialties. I don't understand that. His archenemy is Huang Zhang. Spouse is Jiao Chan. Amongst men, Lu Bu. Amongst horses, red hair. Met a pitiful end when he too was betrayed. I don't think I can do that. I was thinking about the possibility at one point of the LP, but now that I got his daughter killed, I don't think I have the heart to betray Lu Bu. After all that, that would just be wrong. I mean, come on, guys, I'm not that evil. But where do I see his? Oh yeah, his record duty is minus 873. All right, so I don't understand where you get duty record. Duty. All right. Gowron is next, and then actually we're gonna do Gowron and one more because there's somebody who I don't remember having heard anything about during the entire LP, and I'm worried that I forgot to make this character, and that the person didn't complain, because I really just never remember anything happening with that character in the LP. So here's Gowron, who's working for Su and Xuan, and she's primarily a okay, so Gowron has not developed any firm friendship, sadly, for her. She's a diplomatic type officer, which is why we haven't been seeing her. She hasn't been coming out to fight, and she's on another force. So that would be why. You know, intelligence and governance are high, although her leadership in war is also very high. How did that end up happening? She's got... Oh, she's the one who did like a random roll and got like really high stats, and I was like pissed off about it. And the person who made them, and this is I kind of figured this would happen. Whoever made this character, speak up now or forever hold your peace. But the impression I got was they couldn't be bothered to do a full submission. They're probably not even going to watch the LP. They might have just, you know, and hey, they donated to Zerfall's charity bike ride, so that's awesome. I don't begrudge anybody that, but I was like, yeah, the people who didn't bother to actually go through and complete a full application probably aren't paying very close attention and watching the LP anyway. And sure enough, this person got really high stats. Somehow we haven't come across them much at all. They're a senior advisor at rank 2, and I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong, and it's one of my regular commentators' character, and I'm not making the connection. But I feel like this is somebody who hasn't watched any of the LP, and they've got this OP character who's a senior advisor at rank 2 with pretty impressive stats, mostly, or pretty impressive achievements, mostly in aptitude. Excelled in all aspects of politics and strategy. And now, last for this video, the person that I'm kind of afraid I might have forgotten to make, because I haven't seen them popping up at all. Either that or they got killed, and I wasn't paying attention, because we did have one character get killed by Zhou Tai, as I recall. But I'm looking now for Jams Jim, and I don't see him. Maybe it was Jim Jams? I hope it was Jim Jams. I don't see Jim Jams either. So, Jams Jim and Jim Jams, maybe they gave me a birth age where they haven't popped up yet. But, yeah, you either died or I forgot to make you, or I don't know. This is somebody that was a friend of Zerfall's from outside of the world of YouTube, who did donate to his bike run and did. Zerfall gave me some character stuff to submit for him, but I don't think he's watching, so I don't feel terrible about the fact that I was pretty sure I made this character, but now I can't find it. So they might have gotten killed, or they might not have been popped up yet, but it's just possible I forgot to make you, and if so, I'm sorry. Anyway, folks, this video's already gone too long, so we're going to call it here. When we come back, I'm hoping that one video will be enough for me without blathering on about... I spent the first, like, 10 to 15 minutes talking about the narrative of the LP so far and how we got to where we were. So hopefully if I don't do that next time, we'll be able to finish up with the rest of the created characters. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.